even as a 9-year-old, you were confident na rin. Is that something instilled to you?
I was raised by super strong women. Walang nag-mute sa akin eh.
How important gratitude is for you?
I won't be able to be anything or be anywhere with just myself. I know what I can do. I know what I can bring to the table. But with the help of other people, I can be more.
There has been so many versions of Rei na nakita ng mga tao. But there's also different versions of friends that you introduced online. All of these people who came into your life became a very good part of the story, and then eventually detaching from your current timeline. What's the biggest realization?
The old people they used to see with me are not good people. They're great people. I would love for them to be here now. But it's a different case na. And it's totally okay. Growing up sucks because you have to let go of some people even if you want to hold on to them.
Thank you so much for being
Of
here.
course.
I am so happy and I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
You're the final boss. Ray final boss
Ay, nako.
of this very new kind of exciting relaunch, rebrand that I have for Small Talk. Dati kasi puro ako lang, di ba? But now I really wanted to create this platform to share, the stories of who I believe in, who are truly inspirational.
Which I think is perfect.
Yes.
Napansin ko parang you bring out, sometimes like people, they can't really instantly bring out kung anong yung thoughts nila.
Mhm.
Pero you're one of the few people who could do that kay Miggy. Yung parang mapipiga mo, or asking the right question. So, yeah, I think this is perfect for you.
Yeah, and I'm just really grateful for you and Miggy as well.
Yeah.
Na you stopped by. I know you guys are very busy, but you took the time off to be here. So thank you so much, Ray.
Of course. Anytime. Mukhang jowa ko parang papangatlong episode pa.
Nabitin pa eh, no?
Oo.
Parang tapos na, isa pa. But anyway, I know that for me as well, I've been following you for a very long time. Because you're one of those who really took the chance on
Yeah.
social media and really turned it into a career.
Yeah.
Parang,
During that time when it wasn't an actual career, no?
Yes. So, of course, maybe there are people who are not familiar of what you do. Maybe
Yeah.
can you share a little bit of story, how you got into content creation?
In college, I took up communication arts. So, the industry wasn't new to me at all. So, we had the foot on broadcasting, TV, production, advertising, marketing, journaling, everything. I had the foot on it. I don't have like an expertise on a specific one, but at least like I had a foot on all of those. So, it wasn't new to me. Number 2, I'm a consumer. Like, consumer talaga ako ng YouTube. Hindi ako ma-TV, pero ma-YouTube ako. But I couldn't see myself from anyone that I was watching. So I was like, maybe I could start. And I'm naturally very passionate about sharing. Like as a kid, I would amaze like mga senior citizens na kaya kong mag-carry ng conversation as a 9-year-old. Ang term nila doon, bumabangka na naman daw ako. Na parang, there's this Ray in the middle of like 5, 6 old women. And I'm like carrying a conversation. So, nakakatuwa kasi even our neighbors and friends from childhood, they weren't surprised when I made it in this career because they were like, it's so natural sa kanya. Sobrang daldal ng batang yan. So, yeah, I was super passionate about sharing.
Yeah.
And that's when I started. When I started, wala talagang idea na, wala akong goal na I'm gonna make a career out of it. Because I knew for a fact my parents will say no. So,
Because what did they want for you?
Both of my parents are business people.
Okay.
So, kinda traditional also. Grew up in the province. So,
Yep.
parang having a career in social media wasn't a thing for them. And for them, spoiled daw ako lumaki. So, after college, kailangan ko daw mag-corporate for 2 years. That was the, talagang kailangan ko siyang gawin.
Yeah.
They said, work in the corporate for 2 years and then you can come back to us and work for our business.
Okay.
Kasi sabi nila, if I go straight to working for them or with them, hindi ko daw matututunan yung totoong world. Or like, kailangan may boss ka. At 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you have to be in the office. Kasi if I straight work for them or with them, parang, sorry, antok ako eh. Di ba? Pwede kang mag-make ng excuses. Kasi yung boss ko, parents ko. So they wanted me to work for, like, go corporate muna for 2 years. But then, yun nga, when I started vlogging, it picked up immediately. Less than a year, and I hit 100K.
Wow.
I hit 1 million 5, 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Grabe,
Oo.
sobrang bilis. Super duper grateful for the growth. Honestly, I wasn't mentally prepared for the growth, but it was given to me anyway. And even before graduating college, I started earning from it already.
Okay.
So parang in my head, if I'm gonna go corporate, wala na akong babalikan. Parang napaka-time sensitive
Yeah.
nung career na I also wanted to take up law after college.
Talaga?
Yeah, 2 of my college best friends, tinuloy nila. Ako yung naiwan. Pero sabi ko, ang saya ko dito eh.
Yeah.
Parang belong ako. And like what I said, I wasn't seeing myself on
Working.
YouTube before. Like,
Okay.
consumer ako eh. Pero parang walang ako. So sabi ko, gusto ko ng ganun. Gusto ko ng ate.
Paano mo na-explain sa parents mo na I
At
won't take the 2-year
Yeah.
corporate route?
At first talaga, hindi talaga nila gusto yung ginagawa ko. Number one, for security purposes. They don't feel comfortable about the fact na parang I'm showing my house. Di ba? My life. Di ba? Parang para sa kanila, bakit mo pinapakita yung bahay natin sa ibang tao? Bakit mo sinasabi saan ka pupunta? Yung hotel mo, yung mga ganon. Parang hindi lang maintindihan. But they started accepting it as an actual job when people in their, I guess, circle started noticing also.
Okay.
Like parang, uy, yung anak mo nakita ko sa TV. Or yung anak mo
vlogger
nakita
yan.
ko sa, oo, vlogger yan, ganyan. So yun, nung friends and workmates na nila or yung people in their own industries na yung nakaka-acknowledge nung ginagawa ko, that's when they started realizing na parang, oh, maybe this is actually a real thing for her. So, yun.
Did you have a conversation with them?
An
na
actual
parang,
conversation,
na parang officially tinanggap na nila na okay, ito na. Or maybe parang sinabi mo na, ito na talaga yung path ko.
Walang actual conversation. Napaka-avoider ang buong pamilya ko. Hindi ko nga rin alam bakit ganito ako ka-expressive. Kasi yung pamilya ko hindi sila expressive. Medyo avoider. Nag-avoid kami ng tough conversations. Ako na lang naaalala ko. Ako yung pumasok sa kwarto. Sabi ko, ito na yung rate ko per video. As in.
Ano reaction nila?
As in, sabi, I can say the rate kasi nagsimula pa lang. Sabi ko, per video, 30,000 na yung rate ko. And I was in third year college. That was huge. Hindi ko kikitain yon. Like, hindi ko yun kikitain as a fresh grad.
Yes.
So sabi ng mom ko, seryoso ka ba? And I was signed I signed with ABS-CBN.
What?
So under ABS-CBN, they had this parang talent agency for social media.
Okay.
For YouTubers.
Okay.
And I was signed with them. So parang naging
Legit
legit na
na.
ako. Sabi ko, ma, may manager na ako.
Okay.
And then I registered. I have an OR. I started paying for my taxes. I'm a real thing, ma.
College ka pa lang nun. Nagbabayad ka na ng taxes.
2017.
Okay. That's so interesting.
So yun, doon siya nag-start.
But I think isa sa mga super curious ako, nung nagsisimula ka, you mentioned that this was something that you just felt na, okay, I didn't find someone that is like me. What was the like me? What were you looking for?
Kasi nung time ko, na Filipino.
Okay.
So there's this girl, her name is Ana Akana. I love her so much.
Is that the funny girl?
The funny girl.
Okay.
She talks about confidence. She talks about the taboo topics. And it was so empowering. Like, I don't think there's someone na Filipino noon na ganon, na nagsishare na ng buhay niya, na open book.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, ganon ako eh. Like, I like telling my friends, uy, wag mo jowain yan. Alam mo, I like being the ate. So sabi ko, I want to be like that. I want to share my journey to people kasi feeling ko, I could be an ate. Kasi wala akong ate growing up. I didn't have an ate growing up, so I know exactly how it feels. Yeah.
Panganay ka?
I'm the eldest sister, eldest girl sa family. I had 2 older brothers, pero medyo malaki yung age gap. So parang meron na silang sariling mundo.
Yeah.
So, tapos yung sumunod sa akin, malayo din.
Yeah.
So parang when she looks at me, parang medyo second mom na annoying. So wala akong close na sibling.
Okay.
So I guess I was longing for that. Kita ko nga yung rebranding mo, you don't wanna be alone, same. Parang ganun.
Yeah. I think isa rin nakita kong post mo recently was your one of your siblings. Umalis na ng bahay mo.
Oo.
Kita ko yan.
Grabe. That's really hard because I grew up in the province. We had a house there. It was a very noisy house. And then nakita ko nga yung post na parang, alam mo, only if we could pay, no, and go back to that moment, and the house is full and the house is noisy.
If we knew that that was the last time that we
Grabe.
would be there, di ba?
Nakakapikon pa no? Yung kuya mo, ingay-ingay, yung kapatid mo, ganyan. Nanay mo, tinatawag ko kumain. But, I would pay so much just, to be in that house again with everybody. So, yun. But anyway, going back, I grew up in the province with my siblings and then eventually moved here to Quezon City for us to study. So same setup, just a smaller house. And then, so mas maingay kasi mas maliit yung bahay. So you know that everybody's there. You feel everybody's present. Until one of my brothers got married. The second one moved back to the province kasi dun based yung business niya. And now my baby sister or yung bunso namin moved to Australia for school. And it's just me. So in total, there's like 1, 2, 3. There's like 5 rooms in the house. And 3 are empty. So like there's just me and Miggy and my parents. So yeah, kaya please wag niyo akong pilitin mag-move out. Di siya madaling gawin, guys.
Of course, there's so many things that people applaud you for. I mean, I really admire, the how vocal you are, how open you are. Pero siguro isa sa mga questions ko na nabanggit mo rin kanina was nung siyempre yung parents mo, this is totally new to them.
Sobra.
Like, bakit mo pinapakita yung bahay mo?
Oo.
Ganyan. What was going through your mind? Like, bakit mo nga ba pinapakita? Like, saan mo nakuha yun na, like, I could share these things?
Yeah.
Or is it like, wala lang, tinatry mo lang din?
Actually, nag-start yung vlog ko, parang lahat sit-down videos. So, parang more of, parang uso nun dati challenges, makeup looks, gano'n. So parang wala kayong nakikita, backdrop lang nakikita mo, parang ganito, di ba? Until like I went to Korea with my family and then I was like, I travel a lot. I think I could share this to people. And that's how it started. Parang from travel vlogs. And then a lot of people liked it. So parang gusto nila nakikita kung anong ginagawa ko. So, pwede ko rin ipakita anong ginagawa ko sa loob ng bahay. So, ganun lang siya nag-transition hanggang parang yung nanay ko, sure ko pa sa ginagawa mo, ganyan. So, parang, of course, I had to find the line between what I could show and what needs to be, like, still, like, protect pa rin the security and keep it private. So, yun lang. Ganun lang siya.
Ano yung mga bagay na parang, I think, isa sa mga fascinating then hearing your story was that even as a 9-year-old, you were kind of confident na rin.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that something instilled to you? Tingin mo?
Grabe. I think sobrang perfect nung timing. Oh my God, baka maaga lumabas ang tears. Anyway, sabi ko kay Mig, kagabi kasi, galing kaming massage ni Miggy pa uwi, sabi ko sa kanya, shoot, alam ko na saan galing lahat ng kakapalan ng mukha ko. So, my lola is old. So, I mean, when your grandparents are old, you're kind of ready for anything, right? So, when reminiscing, ganyan, and then I realized, I was raised by super strong women. Like, my lola and my mom, yung lola, when I say lola, is like, yung mom na nung dad ko kasi hindi ko na naabutan yung mom ng mom ko. So my lola, our house is literally next to her. So she practically raised me in such a way na parang lagi siyang nandyan. My mom is always there. On summers, I would go to my aunt's house. And then, marami akong cousins, pero malaking age gap. So yung cousins ko parang almost like mom age na rin.
Yeah.
And then, sabi ko kay Miggy, grabe, I was raised by strong, independent women na they know exactly what they want. All of them, majority of them, they didn't have like a man in their lives, but pushed through. My mom is 60 years old. She's still working. And yung mom ko yung nagturo sa akin na kailangan mo ng sariling bank account kahit may asawa ka na. You should have your own money. So my lola is also like that. Like growing up, I would hear her stories. My dad, they were 7 in the family. My grandparents were not rich at all. Kaya hindi ko magets na parang, so how did we get from there to here? And then you would hear all the stories and it was all from hard work. And I was like, okay, that's why I am like this.
Yeah.
Because no one walang nag-mute sa akin eh.
Mm.
No one like lowered down my volume. They all allowed me to express who I am with no judgment. They gave me not just a spot, they gave me like an entire playground to express myself.
Yeah.
And I realized that's why I am who I am now.
Yeah.
Because of those women in my life.
Is there a specific like experience for you growing up na maybe naalala mo yung kasama mo yung yung lola mo na empowered you to be this vocal and this strong?
I don't think I have like a specific thing, but I think it's a collective small moments, you know, na parang nag-empower sa akin. Because I remember sasabihin niya sa akin na parang, your great-grandparents didn't like me because I was poor. But I had to prove myself. So, she worked so hard. So, I guess, yun yung mga small moments na ganon.
Yeah.
And then, yun nga, naalala ko dati, my classmates would, I remember when I was in grade school, kapag recognition day, all of my classmates would have their parents. I would have my yaya. So, and then I realized, I never took it against my parents that they weren't around much because they were working. And I live a comfortable life because they are hardworking.
Yeah.
So, yun, yung mga maraming small pieces na ganun, na parang nag-build into this parang sense na, okay, kaya pala ako ganito. Kaya pala ako workaholic din. Sorry, babe.
Pero yung, sorry, I think there's so many people that I'm hearing kind of like the same angle or same story as well na grew up with very good provider parents.
Yeah.
But there were moments that they were kind of absent as well. You've experienced that. You mentioned na...
Yeah. I remember I would have summers na I'm not at home. I was telling Miggy about this. So, there are summers na I would spend it in my mom's sister. So, technically, tita ko siya.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I had a blast. You know? I had a blast. They weren't rich. Like, sabi ko nga kay Miggy, grabe, gusto kong bumalik sa mga panahon na yun. Kasi na-realize ko, naglalaro kami sa like sacks of rice. Doon ko natutunan na pwede pala ulamin yung kanin kapag hinaluan mo ng kape tapos mangga. Like, tapos, pinapamigay ko yung mga laruan ko. Like, mga VTech na laptop, ganyan. Dadalhin ko siya doon sa tita ko. Tapos, papamigay ko doon sa mga bata. Tapos, tuwan-tuwa ako. Parang na-realize ko lang na only if I could go back to that time. Tapos, na-realize ko, if a place has so much love, hindi mo makikita yung absence ng material things. Sobra. So, grateful ako sa mga moments. Sorry, ma. Pero like, salamat, dinala nila ako doon. Kasi, ngayon, I mean, hindi malamang. As a 6, 7, 8-year-old, hindi mo yun maiisip. But now, I'm looking back, pinapakita ko kay Miggy mga pictures namin. Tingnan mo yung mga sako ng bigas, tatalon-talon na namin. Sobrang simple. Sobrang different from our house. Pero, never mo na feel na it was less. Kasi it was full of love. So, parang, there were times na my parents weren't not around. But they made sure. Like, somehow, parang napalitan siya ng ibang attention from other people. And it was totally okay.
Did they explain that to you?
No, not at all.
Talaga?
Not at all. I just know MWF, my parents are not around. Every Sunday, we go to church, and then sometimes we go to the mall, and then visit my grandparents. Yun lang. Like, parang wala namang nag-explain. And na-realize ko, ang galing kasi lahat kami magkakapatid. Wala kaming feeling na parang, yaya yung nagpalaki sa amin or what. Wala. Because, I mean, we see them at night. Diba?
Okay.
We see, alam niyo ba, oh my God, ito, sinasabi ko ito sa nanay ko, alam mo ba may time na nakalimutan mo ako sa tutor? Nagdi-dinner na yung tutor ko, nandun pa ako. And then, yun pala, magdi-dinner na rin yung pamilya ko sa bahay. Tsaka lang nila na-realize na wala yung anak nila. Huy, asan si Rhea? Wala siya. So, doon lang tumawag yung nanay ko sa tutor ko, hindi pa pala nasundo ng driver yung anak ko. Pero nakakatawa lang siya and hindi ko maalala na nagalit ako.
Talaga?
Hindi ko na nakakatawa lang talaga siya.
Okay.
Because, like, there are some times na my parents are not around, but I knew why. Like, I would see the tangible reason why. I get to go to school. I get to go to school comfortably also. And I am well aware of that privilege and hindi ko yun tinitake hindi ko yun take for granted. And I will always be grateful for my parents. Kasi alam ko na I owe it to them. This is their hustle. This is not mine. Not at all. Wala sa akin to, sa kanila to. So parang, wala akong sense of galit na parang, ba't wala ka sa recognition din?
Totoo.
Alam mo yun?
Kasi yun yung common na naririnig ng mga tao eh. Or at least yung mga stories talaga na...
Tapos pag field trip, di ba, kasama mo mom mo. Ako, hindi. Kasama ko sa field trip, like, either yaya or cousin, ganon. Pero wala akong galit.
Parang ako, based on the psychology books na mga nabasa ko, parang it is really possible to kind of like have that very balanced kind of approach na yes, kasi yung iba naman andyan 24/7 pero they feel so parang disconnected with their children. But somehow with your parents, they've been able to kind of like create that environment and circumstances for you to kind of put you in a situation that you are very grateful for everything that is happening. What do you think meron silang mga parang now looking back, like ngayon mature eh. Alam mo na, ano yung mga parang strategies nila para to kind of like
feeling ko meron kaming nililook forward parati. Like may mga weekend na parang, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Fontana. It's like,
oo naman.
Diba?
Pag naka-villa ka nun, medyo...
Yun, like may mga weekly kaming na look forward na, in 2 weeks we're gonna go to Fontana or we're gonna go to Dreamscape. Mga ganon. So, I guess, yun. And Wag na tayo magsinungaling as a kid. Pag binigyan ka ng Game Boy, masaya ka naman talaga, di ba? Siguro, yun na yung isa sa mga tricks nila na pumunta kami Singapore, di kayo kasama, pero hello, di ba? Hindi ka naman magagalit. So, I guess there's that. And yun nga, despite siguro, let's say, I guess big thing din naman na majority of the time they're not around. You're also in school.
Yeah.
Diba? But in summer, they would, plan something special for us. Ganyan. So, yun.
Something that I'm noticing with the stories that you're sharing is it's really grounded on gratitude.
Yeah.
How do you, parang sobrang, with even no, sa mga times na first time kita makilala, like your stories of struggles and hardships, even at the time that I think I met you, you were kind of like going through kind of transition.
Yeah.
But it was still full of gratitude, right? Why do you think, or how important gratitude is for you in your day-to-day life?
I feel like I won't be able to be anything or be anywhere with just myself. It's just impossible. Like, I know what I can do. I know what I can bring to the table. But with the help of other people, I just can do more. I can be more. And I know that for a fact. So parang hindi ako magte-take ng credit for that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think people know na parang you see me on cam na it's just me.
Yeah.
But I have a great team behind me. So parang I'm just always grateful for that. And even like yung mga masasakit, at ang masasakit na ginawa nyo, sinabi nyo, charet, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Kasi it brought me here eh. And parang it also helped me become this stronger person now. Yeah.
Love that. I think gratitude kinda parang cancels out the negative.
Yeah, sobra. Alam mo yung, may time na feeling ko nagkulang ako sa gratitude. And parang kinain niya lang ako. There was a time in my life, I think maybe around 2023, I was lost na parang, nakuha mo na yung dream brands mo, natatarget mo naman yung gusto mong sales, pero parang you just want more. Parang naging routine na yung mga bagay na new brand, fly out to another country, paid to do this, paid to be here. Naging routine yung mga bagay.
Yeah.
Na nakalimutan ko na before, pangarap mo lang to eh. I stopped being grateful kasi parang naging normal na siya. Yung mga dating pangarap mo lang, naging normal na siya.
Yeah.
So, nakalimutan mo na magpasalamat. And ang ending nun, you want more and you keep on looking at the wrong places. Na parang, I can be more, I wanna be more, but I don't know how. And then I ended up comparing myself to other people. And comparing yourself to other people will eat you alive from inside out. Promise talaga. Na parang, I'm not giving myself credit for the hard work that I'm doing. I'm not giving the credit to the people who are also working hard with me.
Yeah.
And then, I had to take a few steps back and look at the bigger picture again na parang, girl, pangarap mo lang to dati. Yung normal mo na busy day, people are dreaming to be there.
Yeah.
So you have to go back to being grateful and, give yourself the credit you deserve na despite it being repetitive and kahit na feeling mo yung growth is 0.01% lang kasi gusto mo nang biglang 10%, that is still growth. And I could give myself credit for that.
Yeah.
So, after that year na parang puno ng pressure, kasi there's two way, I believe na once you're pressured, you can go two ways eh.
Okay.
Either use that pressure to really become better, or yung pressure na yan, you will end up comparing yourself to other people, dragging yourself down, ruining relationships, and even like, oh my God, I turned into a bad person. I don't want to be like that. You know, like when you're starting to have ill thoughts about other people because of your own insecurities, that is so, so bad. And Lord, maraming salamat na self-aware po tayo. Kasi I don't want to be that person. It was so draining. Now you wake up, you open your phone, you see someone doing better than you, and you're like, why am I not like this? Eh siya nga ganito lang eh, dapat ako din. Oh my God, that is toxic. It's gonna eat you alive. That is just so sad.
Yeah.
It's just so, so sad. So when I was in that moment.
How long did this period last?
Tagal. Like siguro mga 2 quarter pa ulit-ulit na kino-convince ko yung sarili ko na okay ka, stop wanting for more, ganon.
And you were still creating content?
Yeah. And I don't think people noticed. Or baka na-notice. But my circle knew. My circle knew talaga. Yeah. Parang ang hirap pala ng ganon.
Yeah. What kept you grounded?
My friends, Miggy, my family. Kasi even if, I guess super important na the people kasi I had, sad, past tense, okay lang yun. The people I had in my life during that time, they were with me na before pa ako mag-start.
Yeah.
And even if the numbers went up, they didn't treat me differently. So I was still the same person for them. So that was something na parang keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
And Miggy is like my number one tangible and napaka-kulit na alarm na I'm grateful for, na reminder to always be grateful, to always be kind, you know. It's the people around me talaga.
There's, I think, since sobrang tagal mo na rin gumagawa ng content, there has been so many versions of Rei.
Oh wow, sobra.
Na nakita ng mga tao. But there's also different versions of friends that you introduced online.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you realized now, not looking back?
Yeah.
Like all of these people who came into your life became a very good part of the story.
Yeah.
And then eventually kind of like parang detaching from your current timeline.
Yeah.
What's the biggest realization?
You know, yun nga yung sabi ko sa mga tao. Like, I understand where the curiosity is coming from. Kasi, hello, it is my choice to introduce these people. And these are not just people na makikita nyo kasama ko sa isang event. No, these are people na kasama ko more than half of my life. So, I super understand that. Do I have regrets of showing that part of me? No, not at all. Kasi they're part of my story. They're part of who I am now. And they will always have a special place in my heart. Yun lang, yung downside nun is, you know, some people would easily create their own narratives na parang siya siguro may problema, iniiwan siya ng mga tao. But, you know, sometimes people drift away.
Yeah.
Kahit na walang beef. Like, let's normalize, you know, like growing apart or growing out people, not because you're better than them, ha? Not at all. Not because like that. Minsan magkakaiba lang talaga ng pages na some friendships are able to survive some fights. Some, the only thing left to do is just to let go. Kasi if we keep on holding on, baka mas masakit pa.
Yeah.
And yun, that's my biggest realization lang is that growing up means meeting people, and you meet them for a reason. They arrive at the right time, and they will also leave at the right time. But some people stay. Not all of them leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And alam mo, nakakatawa kasi sabi ko nga, lahat na nakita, by the way, lahat na nakita nyo sa vlog, nag-reach out naman sila sa akin when we got engaged. So, like what I said, like you don't have to hate someone I mean, kung hindi nyo sila nakikita, meaning magkaaway na, not at all. Like some people parang, we're just better off like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just maybe different. I love what you said. It's like different pages.
Yeah, different pages. But
Iba
probably in
talaga.
the same book still.
Yeah.
Like one way or another, you can still go back. Or baka malay mo, makahabol in a few years' time. We never
Yeah.
know. Time heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think something na ang ganda ng nasabi mo talaga is like, well, there are like different seasons, maybe different reasons. But also, like, if you try to hold on to these people who are not aligned to who you are becoming,
Sakit eh. That's
mas
burning. That's a rope. Di ba? Yeah.
mas mahirap pa.
Yeah.
On the note of letting go, were you always this kind of accepting of letting
Diyos ko,
go?
not at all.
Talaga.
Not at all. Miggy was there. He was there every single night. All the crying, all the questioning. Saan ako nagkulang?
Yeah.
Anong hindi ko nagawa?
Yeah.
Pero na-realize ko, hindi lang pala yun ako. May kabilang line pala. So, it was hard. Letting go is so, so hard. Like what I said, these people are like my siblings.
Yeah.
Mas matagal ko pa silang kilala kaysa kay Miggy. So, masakit. But like what I said, I think it happened for a reason.
Yeah.
And now, I think everybody's just growing and maturing.
Yeah.
I think we're all in an era now we could bump into each other and say hi. Sabi ko, naalala ko siguro last year, sabi ko kay Miggy, babe, sabi ko, sana pag naalala ko yung memory, sana naka-smile na ako. Like, sana wala ng sakit. Kasi ganun, last year ganun eh, hindi ko kayang mag-recall ng memory with my friends before na walang kasamang hurt, walang kasamang pain.
Yeah.
But now I can like, naalala mo na nag-Boracay tayo, ganito, gano'n. Masaya na. Kaya ko na siyang ikwento ng masaya. Yeah.
Paano mo na ano yan? How did you, I could say, transform that kind of like hate?
Yeah.
Or like
Pain?
negative that pain into something na pwede mo nang, okay,
Balikan.
pwede mo nang balikan at tawanan ngayon?
I sat with my emotions. Like, I sat with my emotions. Mukhang masyado nga matagal eh. Tumambay lang kami doon. Sakit pa? Sakit pa? Iyak pa? Iyak pa? Like, I allowed myself to feel all of the feelings, all of the pain. And Miggy also allowed me. Kasi, minsan, sasabihin niya, babe, tama na yan. Huwag ka na umiyak. Ganyan-ganyan. You deserve ganyan-ganyan. Siyempre, sugarcoat yan ng jowa mo para sa'yo. Para at least tumatag ka, diba? But, I allowed myself to really sit with my emotions, feel everything.
Yeah.
Tapos magugulat ka na lang, totoo pala yun. Kahit sa breakup, yung parang sinasabi nila sa breakup, totoo pala yun, yung gigising ka na lang, tapos it's less heavier. But there's one thing I realized about grief. Because I also, like, consider it as, you're grieving eh. It's a loss.
Yep.
The one thing about grief, feeling ko it's a ball in me. I realized that the ball is not getting smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting bigger. And I was making space for other emotions.
Wow.
So at some point, eto lang yung jar ko, grief lang yung pain lang yung nasa loob. So walang ibang kasya kahit pasayahin ka ni Miggy, may bagong project. Wala akong space para sa inyo. Masyadong malaki yung pain. As time goes by, you become bigger. And you make space for other feelings, for other emotions. And then, but the thing is, it's still there. It's still the same size. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, mapupunta lang siya sa taas, you would feel it again. But there are some days na matatabunan siya, but it's always there.
Yeah. Ang ganda. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's like parang yun nga, hindi nawawala.
Hindi siya nawawala
Hanggang ngayon, nandyan pa rin siya. There are times na mag-rise up and you would feel like, I felt that.
Yeah.
Parang a part of you remembers the pain eh. Parang, I don't know, I read something na parang the cells in your body remember. Like, may mga parang...
May tunog. May mga tunog na parang, Viber, trauma yan. Mga ganyan, diba? Your body remembers.
Even
correct.
like calendar, like dates, parang meron sinasabi na anniversary trauma. Like, kahit, let's say, naka-move on ka na, I remember I was going through something, I was grieving through something then. And there's this one day that's very traumatic for me. Like, the 2 years after, I just felt down without any kind of reason. I'm like, bakit? Like, what's wrong? today was supposed to be a good day.
Di ba?
I was sabi ko, bakit? Tapos, and I looked at the calendar. Oh my gosh, my body
Kaya
remembers.
pala. Galing, no?
But then, yun nga eh, it's just one day now.
Mm.
Parang before, I thought that was the pain was gonna be my life eh. Diba? The grief is gonna
Yeah.
consume you. Kakainin ka talaga nun. But then as you grow bigger, the grief will kind of like, yeah, okay. Mamaya, once a week, once a
Medyo
month.
bumabagsak na siya dun kasi marami nang pumatong na ibang emotions.
But
yeah.
you know what? Something that I also realized about grief is that you're not just grieving because of the loss of other people. It's also grieving a version of you.
Oo naman. Na
Diba?
I don't think I'll be that Rei without them.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi you lose a part of you also eh.
Yeah.
With them.
Yeah.
Na parang, alam mo yung pag magjowa, parang he took that part of you. Parang ganon.
Oo, di ba? Kala mo metaphor lang. Pero parang
totoo yun.
mararamdaman mo talaga
mararamdaman mo yun. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, now, something na napapansin ko sa'yo is like you're very vibrant. Yeah, super
thanks.
good vibes.
A lot of
super
people are
good,
saying that. Thank you.
Super good energy. And of course, well, you've gone through the healing process with, 2023 must have been a hard year for you. 2024, all about healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any kind of like other steps that you kind of took so that you could find your way back again? Kasi 2023, you mentioned na parang repetitive.
Yeah.
Right?
Tapos 2024 was like the biggest friendship breakup of my life.
Okay.
So parang, actually the latter part of 2024 was like really trying to stand back up, I guess. So now, parang ngayon na siya healed.
Okay.
Ang hirap sobra kasi parang, people pleaser ba ako? Hindi ko sure kung people pleaser ako, pero kasi, I used to think I need to be of service para magka-worth ako. Yeah. So I realized I kept on giving and giving and giving because I was scared that I would lose people if I stopped showing up, if I stopped doing.
Yeah.
And then I realized people would stay. If they're meant to stay in my life, even if I just exist, they would stay.
Yeah.
That was hard, ha? That was hard to like really, parang
itatak
sa utak mo. Mahirap yun as someone na sanay na, uy, kailangan ko mag-show up, uy, kailangan kong gawin to. Yeah. And then, tsaka na-realize ko dati, lahat ng actions ng tao around me, lagi kong binabalik sa akin na parang, yun nga, saan ako nagkulang? Dapat ba ginawa ko to? Dapat ba sinabi ko to?
Yeah.
And then, I realized I was always tiptoeing around people just so that they won't feel hurt. And then I realized that ended with me feeling really small and feeling like I have to always adjust around other people just to accommodate their feelings.
Yeah.
Even at times when my own feelings are not accommodated. So I was like, I think your actions says more about you than it says more about me. So I'm like, ikaw na to. Hindi na ako to. Atras na ako dito. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
I was so scared of losing people. I was scared of being alone. So I would do everything just to keep people. Pero it ended up breaking me. So I'd rather be with a few people, but I feel whole.
I think I'm really curious kasi you mentioned, your story of growing up, and now that you mentioned this na you're scared of feeling alone.
Yeah.
Tingin mo saan ang galing?
Parang hindi kaya kasi absent ang parents ko.
Where do you think?
Hindi kaya.
Bakit kaya?
Honestly, I don't know. But siguro kasi lumaki tayo sa environment na yun nga, yung worth mo, laging connected sa kung anong nako-contribute mo. Like, kailangan honor ka para may sapago kang sapatos. Kailangan, di ba? Parang ganun yung Filipino culture
Hindi, parang din na since may ginawa kang tama, you get praised for it.
So, kaya pag wala ka nang ginawang tama, parang wala na, di ba? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I'm scared to be alone. Sobrang big barkada person ko dati. Ako yung type of person na high school, college, nakakatawa kasi even like yung mga vlogger friends ko, friends na yung high school friends ko, yung college friends ko. Ako yung may big birthday party na lahat ng tao magkakakilala. But then, you grow up and then you're like, is this really fueling me? Or was I after the number of people surrounding me? Kasi mas less feeling ko alone ako kasi madami sila.
Yeah.
But our engagement changed everything for me. Kasi dun ko na-realize na the quality of relationships you have in your life is more than enough compared to like the quantity. Sobra. Kasi ang daming tao na wala sa buhay ko, sobra. But when we got engaged and when we were talking to closest family and friends, wala akong absence na naramdaman. I was so full, overflowing, kulang pa yung buong pagkatao ko combined with Miggy. Parang, Lord, punong-puno talaga. Sobra. Oof! Ito na siya. Grabe. We're so full of gratitude. Parang, kaya ko lang na-feel, na-recognize yung absence. Kasi sabi ko kay Miggy, what if gawa tayo ng engagement party kasi ang saya ng mga tao for us. Sabi ko, what if we invite all the people who were part of our story? And I was like, oh, that means inviting everyone, even those who aren't in my life now. But I was like, I think I'm okay with that. Kaya lang na-stop yun kasi sabi ng friend ko na isa, baka i-assume ng lahat ng tao invited sila sa wedding mo. So sabi ko kay Miggy, okay, wait, let's rethink this pala. But anyway, that's when I realized na parang, oh, ito pala, hindi ko sila naramdaman nung era ng engagement namin. And that's when I realized, I didn't feel any absence. Wala akong taong hinanap. Kasi all the people present now are more than enough. Ano ba yan? Bakit tayo umiiyak dito? Si Miggy din umiiyak.
I think it's so genuine to come from you na it's so genuine to hear that the quality is much better now. And I think it takes so much courage to admit that.
Yeah, but like I don't want people to think na parang meaning like
Konti.
the old people the old people they used to see with me are not good people.
Yeah.
They're great people. Like, I would have them to be here. I would love for them to be here now. But it's a different case na. And it's totally okay. Like, parang yun lang talaga. Like, growing up sucks because you have to let go of some people even if you want to hold on to them. But that doesn't mean nga na parang you have to trash na the entire pinagsamahan and all. Because like what I said, even after engagement, a lot of people still reach out to me, even friends who I didn't like stay connected with. They reach out and parang you get to acknowledge parang one way or another, you guys are part of our story. Which is still beautiful, I would say. Yeah.
And I truly believe that it is beautiful. That what makes everything kind of like make sense, di ba? Na ang boring naman kung parang
masaya lang tayo lahat.
mula umpisa hanggang dulo lahat kasama, lahat happy. But and I also love what you pinpoint na the quality doesn't mean na less quality. It's more of aligned lang talaga at yung values and all of this. And there can be a lot of values and maybe ngayon at this point hindi lang talaga aligned. But also
tsaka feeling ko, you know what, parang minsan life just happens. Kasi I'm not saying they're bad people. Wala eh. Kasi sabi ko, kasi yung mga, like, a lot of followers think na parang, who's wrong? Di ba? Parang, sinong mali? Sinong tama? Kasi di na kayo friends eh. For sure, may mali, di ba? And hindi ko ma-explain na parang, these are people that I spent majority of my life with. That relationship won't last if they're bad people. Like, these are my sisters you're talking about. Like, they're not bad people at all. So parang, hindi mo lang ma-explain na parang, life just happens. Like, may mga hurdles lang na hindi minsan nasa-survive ng ibang friendship. Which is so sad. But that's just the reality of the situation. But that doesn't mean na we have to paint a person. We have to choose a side na parang ipapaint mo as a bad person just to fit a narrative in your head na parang, kasi hindi na sila friends, so dapat may masama, may mabait. Life is not black and white. There's a big gray area you have to explore and yun, mahirap lang i-explain.
Parang may nakita rin akong post about it that you'll only understand the context or the gravity of the grief until you go through the same stuff. Parang you won't understand the grief of losing a brother until you lost a brother. You won't understand the grief of
losing a pet. It's a different thing.
It's a different thing. Losing a friend until you lost a friend. And parang people can try to simplify, but and try to empathize for
Yeah.
someone, but they will never know.
Mm.
And I guess for the people who have lost their friends
Yeah.
over time,
Yeah.
na alam naman nilang
Oo.
walang may kasalanan.
Oo, walang
Hindi
may
na.
gusto, 'di ba? Sino bang may gusto nun?
I
Yeah.
think they would definitely resonate with you.
Yeah.
Um, something na mention mo is that the engagement changed everything
Yeah.
for you.
Sobra, sobra, sobra.
Can you share a little bit more about that? How did the landscape,
Um,
your life changed?
actually, sabi, nung day na nag-propose si Miggy, hanggang pauwi, parang normal day. Di ba,
Uh-huh.
babe? Normal day. As in, parang, I said yes, pero normal day.
Yep.
As in, hanggang slowly, days are coming. And parang kaupo ko, mas magtitingin ako na parang, oh shit, this is so real. And then I guess also the engagement, parang, yun nga, parang, this moment is so special for me and Mickey. The moment now we got back to the car and we started calling family and friends, mas marami akong iniyak sa kotse. Kasi na-realize ko, iba pala yung feeling kapag ka may mga taong genuinely like celebrating you.
Yeah.
Like, ganun pala yun. Yung parang wala namang kapalit eh. Wala naman silang makuha from this eh. Pero pinapagdasal ka nila. Sobrang priceless talaga nung moment na yun.
Yeah.
Parang, ewan ko, may weird na nag-shift sa amin ni Miggy no, na parang we're surrounded with so much love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parang nung nakita ko rin si Miggy after you guys got back, and seeing you din kanina, parang I just feel that you guys are more grounded. Parang it's more like I could say it's parang whole.
Yeah.
Parang such a holistic
Oo,
kind of
sobra.
vibe.
Hindi ko rin ma-explain. Wala kaming, we can't find the right words. But right now, it feels like we're living in this, we have this own bubble. But our
Yeah.
bubble is not, it's not soundproof. We could still hear. We are well aware. But we just love being in our own little bubble. Really just working on ourselves
Yeah.
and making sure we are whole before we,
Yeah.
even bring it to the next level. Na just really taking care of each other.
What's the biggest change that you saw from Miggy after you guys got engaged?
Kay Miggy, ano bang biggest change kay? Ang hirap kasi I'm telling you, no one deserves this guy. He is so patient, the kindest person, the purest soul ever. So parang, ang hirap, paano mo pa aangat yung ganon, di ba? But I guess we're happier. We're just really, really happier. Mas mabilis na siyang mag-let go ng inis niya sa akin. Pag matigas yung ulo ko, mas mabilis na siyang mag-let go ng inis niya. Feeling ko na-realize niya na, shit, malapit ko na maging asawa to. Wala na pala ako choice. But yeah, we're just really, really happier.
Yeah.
Minding our own business, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I've been meaning to ask, even before, and I was just waiting kasi medyo nakikwento na ni Miggy before na, mag-propose na ako, ganyan. Kasi ikaw, you're very vocal about it as well. And syempre, yung mga nasi-share mo kay Yani, nasi-share din sa akin, joke lang.
Syempre.
Alam mo naman
Your
pumapasa
secret
lang yan,
is safe
diba?
with me and my jowa.
But you were kind of in a weird situation where you know that it's gonna happen.
Oo.
But then hindi mo sure kung paano,
Tsaka
or
ayaw mo
you were
naman
waiting.
ayaw mo i-blow up sa harap ng mukha niya kasi nag-prepare din naman siya, di ba?
And even before, parang, I think Hawaii.
Yeah.
That was kind of like a very obvious situation set up. And then may pinost ka din. Na parang, this moment, I thought,
oo, grabe yun.
magpo-propose na to.
Akala ko talaga, yung video na yun, yun talaga. Like, yung kaba ko, ibang level talaga. Akala ko talaga, babe, magpo-propose ka nun. Like, hindi ko talaga, yung utak ko, like, hindi ko alam. Yun pala yung feeling. Pero at least na-experience ko siya, no?
So, like, pag ina-expect mo, can you walk us through, like, what's going in your mind?
So, we were in Japan, and then he was like, oh, babe, let's film reels. Ito yung era ni Miggy na unleashing his true self na. So, we were filming all the funny videos he likes. And I would support him. So, yun na nga, ito na yung back to his, reels. Unleashing the true Miggy, ganyan. So, sabi ko, okay, sige, mag-reels tayo. parang naghahanap siya ng magandang angle. So, okay, tinayo na niya. Pinractice na namin yun Yung reel na yun, pinractice na namin sa taas. Pero nung pinractice namin sa taas, wala lang. Parang feeling ko, it's just another reel. But hindi ko alam kung bakit sobrang umaasa ako na nung moment na yun. Sabi ko, shoot, bakit parang luluhod siya anytime? As in, babe, grabe, tawan-tawa siya. Pahiyang-pahiya talaga ako doon. As in, like, hindi ko alam anong... I think it was the music.
Okay.
Tapos paulit-ulit. Tapos di ko alam bakit siya may inaayos sa pocket niya. Inaayos niya ng ata yung pants niya. I really thought he would propose. And guys, can I just say, I've faced like big crowds to speak.
Yeah.
Never ako nakakaramdam ng kaba. Pero no moment na yon, Diyos ko, parang mag-speak ako sa buong Pilipinas. Ganun yung kaba ko. Tapos nung hindi siya nag-propose, bad trip ako.
Talaga?
But, how do you explain to a person na bad trip ka? Wala naman siyang idea. Wala rin siyang maling ginawa.
Karapatan mabad trip. Paano?
Sabi ko, oh my God, hindi siya nag-propose. So, I was quiet the entire walk, going to the hotel, the elevator.
Medyo nasa second-hand embarrassment ako.
Alam mo, sabi ko, alam mo, hindi ko talaga to. Sabi ko sa kanya, ang pangit mong video, wag mo ko i-collab dyan, wag mo ko i-tag. Kasi para ako napahiya sa sarili ko. Ganun yung vibe, para ako napahiya sa sarili ko. But, okay lang, kasi he planned something better naman pala. Pero grabe.
When was Japan?
January.
Okay.
Nag-propose siya March. So, mga 2 months after.
So, 2 months na.
Oo.
Pero, medyo, kinommunicate mo ba sa kanya yun? Hindi.
Never.
Talaga?
Tinawagan ko siya 2 days ago. Sabi ko, babe, naalala mo yung video na ginawa natin? Akala ko talaga magpapapose ka doon. Tapos tawa siya ng tawa. Like, yung tawa niya parang, okay, di napahiya ulit ako. Fine.
Okay. And then, pero wala pang signs. Ano yung earliest sign na nakita mo?
Alam niyo kasi, kami ni Miggy we're besties.
Okay.
Oh my God. So, ako, mukha lang akong, okay, fine. Ma-shopping naman akong tao, pero practical akong tao. Like, bili ako ng Birkin kasi alam kong dodoble, triple presyo niyan. Yeah. But, bili ako ng gold kasi nare-retain yung value. But for me kasi diamonds are hard to resell.
Yeah.
So, I was telling him, wag kang mag-spend ng more than ganito, ha? Kasi, it's not as if we don't talk about it. Of course, we talk about it because we have our timelines to consider. I actually find it weird kung bigla na lang may nagtanong without a previous conversation na parang nandun na pa tayo sa level na yun. So, besties kaming dalawa. So, parang, minsan, nag-share siya sa akin, babe, tingnan mo, papakita siya ng stones. Ganyan yan siya.
Hindi masyadong obvious yun, ha?
Oo. Babe, tingnan mo to. I knew it was gonna happen this year.
Okay.
But I didn't know this soon. Kasi umasa na nga ako nung January, diba?
So medyo nilet go mo na.
Oo, parang
never again.
hindi na. Maghintay ka na lang talaga, sis. Yeah.
How about Hawaii? Super curious ako. Kasi parang the post from Hawaii was kind of leading to that
diba?
as well.
Parang kaasa ka talaga no? But hindi ako umasa kasi bago kami umalis ng Hawaii, sabi niya sa akin, huwag ka aasa, hindi ako magpo-propose. Paano ka aasa? Sinabihan ka ba naman ng ganon, diba? But, I knew about Hawaii. It was a surprise, but I knew about it before pa. Sorry. Alam ko, kasi, it's hard to block dates sa akin
Okay.
Si Mika nahihirapan na siya.
Okay.
Na parang, ang dami mong trabaho, hindi ko mapasok. So, she had to tell me about it. Sorry.
we got a squealer.
Oo. Parang hirap na siya na parang I'm saying no to a lot of work.
Na-manage, na plano din.
Oo. So anyway, I knew about Hawaii. But Hawaii talaga, Miggy planned it so that we can start the year right. Parang it's like a breather. Kasi in our calendar, Q1 is like the parang chillest pa
Yes.
Setting of budget pa lang, ganyan. January, pwede ka pa umalis. But come Feb, wala, dire-diretso na yan. So, Miggy wanted to start the year na parang just me and him. Considering everything I've been through last year, he just wants me to, have my little time off. Yeah.
And then, March came.
Actually, ang dami niya na palang clues. Medyo late na nga ako nakabasa pala ng clues. Kasi na-realize ko,
Kasi nasaktan ka na, ayaw mo na umasa
oo,
ulit, di ba?
siguro,
Hayaan mo
siguro.
na.
But yeah, I went to Australia to accompany my sister kasi nga she's gonna move there for
Yeah.
school. And then, I'm gonna be there for 2 weeks. And then Miggy was like, follow ako para mag-spend ako doon ng 1 week. Tapos na-realize ko, bakit siya pa-follow para lang sa kapatid ko? Dapat, I could have read the signs earlier, pero hindi ko rin nabasa
Okay,
earlier.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've heard Miggy's version, its story, several times, but I don't think I've heard it from you directly
Yeah,
pa.
yeah.
Can you walk us through like the proposal?
Grabe, oh my God. I thought I wouldn't cry. Honest, natatakot nga ako na hindi ako iiyak. Baka alam mo yung parang, baka isipin ng mga tao, hindi ako grateful sa sobrang asang-asa naman si sis. But I was like, kasi in my head, parang, you're anticipating it na eh. Diba? 10 years together, you're anticipating it. Parang, the yes would be like, kind of a formality na lang. In my head, akala ko gano'n na lang, baka formality na lang yung yes na yun. But when he asked me, parang nag-shut down yung buong mundo. And it was just me and Miggy. And I was telling him, during that time na you were talking, my entire system was absorbing it. That's why I was crying and crying and crying. Pero when you ask me kung ano sinabi niya, wala akong maalala.
Parehas kayo.
Wala akong maalala. Ang nakakatawa lang sa kanya, ang bilis. Sabi niya, tayo ka dyan, tayo naman ako. Tapos bigla na siyang, yun na, go na pala yun. Action na pala yun.
Ayun
Akala
na
ko may parang fake pa na kuwari, takbo-takbo,
ah.
reels. Kasi ngayon yung excuse niya, di ba, na parang mag-reels kami. But yeah, I just remember him saying na parang, hi, it's been 10 years. I think it's about time. Tapos sinasabi niya lang na, I don't think the world knows how pure your heart is, but I'm the one who knows, yada yada. Tapos yun, tuloy-tuloy na yung luha ko. Sabi ko, sinulat mo ba? Hindi, babe, on the spot yun eh. Wala rin kami mabalikan. But yeah, and then, di nga ako naka-yes agad eh. Parang, una kong tanong is, nagpaalam ka ba? Sabi ko, nagpaalam ka ba? Tapos sabi niya, yes, yes. So sabi ko, okay, yes. Kasi I had to make sure na alam ng parents ko, di ba? So, yun.
Yeah. Kasi ibang klaseng surprise sana yun. So, medyo matagal pang secret ang nangyari kung hindi pinaalam.
Kung hindi pinaalam.
And then, of course, just the overflowing love to you guys.
Grabe.
After you guys shared that.
Honestly, like, hindi kasi ako nagko-consume ng TikTok noon. Ang dami palang nag-post. Like, people telling their other halves na, huy, engage na si Rachel, si Miggy, or parang telling na from Tinder days, na kwento namin, nandun na sila, na parang, nga no, 10 years ago na yun. So, nakakatuwa na, how can strangers be extremely happy for people they haven't even met, and share the love and celebrate them. Yeah. Biggest parang lambot ng puso ko pag sinasabihan nila kami, pinapagdasal nila kami. Like, meron akong friend, sabi niya sa akin, parang at ease siya, parang endgame na. Sabi niya, ayaw na kasi kita mapunta sa iba. So parang, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And of course, congratulations. I also want to personally congratulate you guys. You guys are such a perfect match. And I'm just so happy to see you, how happy you are with the stories that you shared as well. I really appreciate it. And of course, Miggy, marami pa kami pag-uusapan yan sa Joas Brothers. But I'm just really happy. And of course, I'm one of those people as well that are continually praying for you. And I'm praying for everyone as well, our friends, our friend group. So I'm just so happy for you. And I'm very excited for the next chapter.
Yeah.
But maybe just to close this wonderful conversation, kasi nakikita ko sumisenyas na sila. Lagpas 1 oras na daw. Maybe one final message to everyone who's been supporting you, everyone who has supported you for the past couple of years, and who's also excited to see this next chapter of you.
I guess, like, unending gratefulness for everybody, because in the age of social media, it's so easy to be painted as a bad person. So I'm just so grateful for like allowing me to introduce my heart to them.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much for knowing my heart and believing in my heart and my intentions, because grabe, since day one, grabe yung day one na yun, 7 years ago. Never ko inisip na from college Ray to married Ray, nandito pa rin tayo with the same people plus more. It's just so hard to like get my mind around that idea, but here we are anyway. So yeah, thank you so much for the unending love and support. Di ko rin alam anong ginawa ko to deserve all of you, but
Yeah.
I just want them to know, I guess, that they're the reason why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And as long as I could, I would share my story with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. You're truly one of the purest people that I personally know.
Thank you.
So, super excited for you guys. Congratulations again. And thank you so much for sharing everything. Thank you so much. Guys, I know that you enjoyed this one. So make sure that you share this and share this to your friends. And of course, you know Ray, but I'll link her socials down below so you can follow more of what she does. And thank you guys again for still being here and watching or listening on Spotify. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, follow for more, because we're going to have more of these episodes coming out soon. Thank you guys so much. And thank you again, Ray.
Sure.
This is Small Talk, and I'll see you guys next episode. Peace.
Bye.